see what the next job is going to be. What trailers do I have? So that's being driven by Ida, the double. Wenatchee, that's the single. She's driving the logger. She's driving the flatbed. Of course, we've got our insulated Extra Life triple. Our sliding tarp double. Chip Havana. It's not going to have too many jobs from that. Insulated triple. Alright, well, he is here. We want a heavy haul. Let's see what heavy hauls we got here. There we go, lift truck milling machine. All-terrain crane. It's a 10-hour job there. But what's this? Scrapped cars. Oh. I think it's unfortunately a little bit longer than we have today. For tonight. And everything else starts to get normal. It's a triple of scrapped cars. That would be very interesting to do. That's a little bit longer than I have time for, unfortunately. Milling machine's 230 miles. Lift truck's 230. Let's see what we got in the freight market. Oh, transformer. Here's the chassis out of Santa Cruz. Oh my God, look how long that That's definitely too long for tonight. Yeah, that's too long too. I'd love to be able to do the transform. Let's see what else we got. Log stacker, huh? That's a short trip from up there. Astoria. That might be a nice one to do there. Log stacker. This one's nice because it's right here in Provo, but I think it's a little bit too long of a trip for us for tonight. Log loader. 55 miles. It's 209 miles. That one is tempting to do there. So else we got more. Vernal. Yeah, that might be a good one too. Vernal to Ogden. We got the milling machine, so it's actually heavier than a milling machine, huh? I kind of like that. I really like the idea of the transformer. We haven't held one of them in a long time. The log stackers too, but I think it's a little bit too short of a trip. I want to do something in Utah. So this one, we do this one. It's an urgent job that expires in 28 minutes, so I'd have to get that job in the next 28 minutes. I am kind of tempted to do this one. Log stacker, but you know what? I want to do it in daylight too at times at 2 o'clock. Yeah, see, we wouldn't have a lot of daylight. We would not have a lot of daylight, unfortunately. So maybe that's what I should do is rest. and then see what we got here. See what my maybe we can do a daylight trip here. Let's see if I actually can rest here. Yeah, it looks like I can rest. So let's find ourselves a little rest spot here. Salt Lake City. Here we go. So we'll go there. Maybe we can do a daylight trip. Let's see, come on. There we go. We good? Good enough. Okay. There we go. Afternoon here. All right, now let's see what jobs are available. External contracts first here. God, if that wasn't so long, man. All right, let's go to the freight market. Another transformer. Too long. That one might work, huh? I'm really interested in doing something like this. Log stacker. Here we go, that might work. You know, I want to do something in Utah. That's 225 miles there. 217. 4 hours, 12 minutes. So this one is actually the longer trip. But this is 53 tons. 47 tons, so we're looking at about 6 ton difference. Let's do this one. We'll do that one. Nice. Urgent. We haul everything big, and it's in Utah, which is kind of what we want here. So, okay, back to Vernal. Let's do it. Yeah, it's all good. We're all good there. Put myself down here.
Drive safe.
Thanks, I shall. Oh, parking brake. Okay, I kind of want that. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to visit the mechanic. Hold up. We got some configuring we need to do first. Perfect. It's right behind us. So I really am tempted just to throw the flags on and do the oversized banner too.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Okay. accessories first, of course. Let's see what we want to put on here. Do our home trucker, our honeybee, our excavator, our chainsaw, got a lot of Christmas ones, that's for sure. Always do our fuzzy dice. They're nice and big. I like the boxing gloves too. I like this one. This one's not bad. I like keep that ribbon on there. But I did go out and spend money on this one, so maybe I'll do that one for now. Might flip back and forth. I like the home trucker. Let's go with our plushie though. Okay. Exterior. Let's get through the oversized banner on. Let's go do the flags. There we go.
Rerouting.
All right. We're good now. We'll go with that. Oh my God, with the traffic.
Recomputing.
Right, here we go.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left, and then turn left. Turn left.
Definitely moves without a heavy load on her.
Finally, we are here.
All right, let's see. Freight markets. This is the one we want. Oh, a tub grinder too, huh? Only 26 tons. Power gen, 13-ton power generator. Wow, is there just the size. Okay. All right, let's do it. We're good.
Let's do this.
Indeed. There she is.
Ready to roll.
Oh, that was almost perfect. All right, here we go. Oh, lights on. Beacons on. We're good. She's going to be quieter because we're further away from the truck. There she is. Let's get her done.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right, and then turn right. turn right.
Forgot I don't have an escort now. Keep that mirror on. Keep the other one off, that way we can at least
Keep left and then turn left.
see our hanging little excavator there.
Turn left.
Well, I get kind of spoiled with having that escort. Freaking mirror is right in my way. There we go. Yeah, hold off there, dude. Yep, there we go. Ooh, an arcade. Haven't seen one of them in ages. Pink dinosaur? Okay. Oh god, what we'll be doing, I'll be doing something special for Extra Life this year. Hadn't originally planned to do 100 Days of Gaming. Because my sister was getting married the week it would have started, and since I'm not doing a marathon anyway, there's nothing really to count down to. I am doing a my second annual Classic Gaming Mini-thon on June 21st. It's going to be a Father's Day mega stream, as it turns out. But so we'll be doing some classic gaming there, fundraising. We're going to be doing, what are we going to be doing? Wizardry, Tomb Raider 96, Pharaoh, and Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. But I figured what I'll do for 100 Days of Gaming this year, we're still going to do 100 days, but it's going to be sort of spread out and broken up a bit. Because it's going to be my 5th annual 100 Days of Gaming challenge. So I was trying to figure out what to do for the 5th one. And my original plan was maybe to do 75 games that we haven't played before, or at least done before for 100 Days of Gaming like we did the last 2 years. And then do like a top 25, like my 25 favorite games that I have done for 100 Days of Gaming. And of course, obviously I wasn't going to do 100 Days of Gaming with my sister's wedding, but that was the original plan. Or sort of the original idea I was kicking around last year. And then now, of course, with the virus and everything, and my sister's wedding's been postponed, so I'm like, okay, well, now I can actually do it, but I'm still not actually doing a full 25 plus hour marathon. So in that case, there's really nothing to count down to unless I want to count down to National Game Day, which, and truth be told, that's a grind. Them 100 days, which obviously, it's supposed to be a grind, but it's still kind of tough to get in an hour all those 100 consecutive days. So I figured what I do this year is actually spread it around a bit, spread it out, start earlier, and then do 10 top 10 lists. Is sort of what I'm going to do this year now. So I'm going to do top 10 in different gaming categories. My top 10 favorite, essentially favorite MMOs, because it's all games that I've played. So it'll be, my top 10 favorite MMOs, my top 10 favorite strategy games, my top 10 favorite PvP competitive games, my top 10 favorite simulation games. And so along with that is going to be my top 10 favorite arcade and console games. So of course what's going to be interesting about that is trying to find them, is trying to figure out how I'm going to play them on a stream. Especially the console games, since most of my favorites are from the Intellivision. So I've been searching the web trying to find websites that have versions of the arcade and console games that I would actually be able to play on the PC. So I found almost all the console game, or not console, but the arcade games that were my favorites from back in the day. Let's see if I can remember to name them off. So it'd be Time Pilot, the original Time Pilot, Karate Champ, Q*bert, Space Invaders. Let's see what else we have there. Tempest. So those are 5. Let's see, what else did I have? I think I have Bump and Jump listed in the arcade, because there's some games that cross over between console, arcade, PC, that type of thing. Like the Wizardry games were also on the NES and SNES. And I actually played Wizardry 5 more on the Super Nintendo than I did on PC. But I've got Wizardry 5 listed on PC to free up another slot on my console list. So the same thing is like Bump and Jump, I actually played on the Intellivision more than I ever played in the arcade. But it actually started out as an arcade game under a different name. I think it was called Burning Rubber in the arcade. What's our speeder? 65. Okay. Ooh, we gotta slow down here. Oh, it's a red light. So Bump and Jump goes under arcade. So that's 6. Phoenix. Phoenix is 7. And basically, like the arcade games, the console games, and like the competitive PvP games, there's going to be some games that are on the list. I basically, they're on the list because I've played them. Like the competitive PvP games, I don't play a whole lot of them. Rocket League, Heroes of the Storm, and Overwatch are basically the 3 main ones I've ever played. So I've had to round out the other 7 with games I've either played for 100 Days of Gaming or found intriguing enough through that to put on the list. And that eventually I'm going to play more. But like things like the arcade games and console games is just, the ones that I put the most time into. And basically for the entire list. For all 10 lists, it's going to be, the games I put the most time into because I just enjoyed playing them. And another one's the action-adventure games. There's, all the Tomb Raiders I've only played once. So it was kind of tough picking out, say, well, which one should I pick out? So I ended up picking out Tomb Raider 96 and Tomb Raider 2013 because they tended to be, the more highly rated ones, plus they're sort of the beginning of each series of the franchise there. So they're kind of my favorite in that regard too. They're the ones that kicked everything off. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to open up my my spreadsheet to remind myself what the other 3 are. So I played a lot of games in the arcade. So it was kind of was it Paperboy? I think Paperboy. Yep, I had Paperboy on there. So it's 8. So it's basically again the ones that really I gravitated to the most over time. Zookeeper. Zookeeper is definitely one. In fact, I think Zookeeper I've listed as my favorite because probably I put more time into Zookeeper than any of the arcade games I played. And so what's the last one? So Zookeeper. I'm gonna have to read down the list just to see. But for the simulation games, top 10 simulation games, kind of easy. And the thing I did, because if you check out my website, I actually have a list of top 5s in a lot of the same categories: arcade games, simulation games, that kind of stuff. But for the lists I have on my website, I've sort of combined series of games into one. Like Farming Simulator, there's several Farming Simulator games that I've played, but I've sort of combined them all into one. I've rated American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator 2 into one spot because they play very similar. They're basically identical games and with just different scenery. But for the actual top 10 top 10s is sort of the working title for this year's 100 Days of 100 Days of Gaming 10 top 10s is the working title. I've actually broken the individual games down, so I've got the 3 farming simulators listed that I've played, 15, 17, and 19. All have a spot. American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator 2 have different spots. Like I said, for the action adventure, the Tomb Raider 96, the Tomb Raider 2013. For MMOs, the Guild Wars, because each Guild Wars campaign is technically a separate game. So Guild Wars Prophecies, Factions, and Nightfall all have a separate spot in the list. Whereas, for the top 5 on my website, it's just listed as Guild Wars. But since they are technically different games, and you don't need to have Prophecies in order to play Factions or Nightfall and that ilk, so they are distinct, separate games. They're essentially sequels. Guild Wars 2 is a sequel. Factions is a sequel to Prophecies. Nightfall is a sequel to Factions and Prophecies. So that's how I've determined too. If it's an actual separate game, I list that separately, and that's what I've done for 100 Days of Gaming too, as well. Except when I did Guild Wars for 100 Days of Gaming, I sort of didn't list each of the which particular campaign I was doing at the time, because the first 2 years I repeated some games several times based on what my streaming schedule was at the time. So the first 2 years I actually didn't play 100 different games. It was just the third year, 2018, that I said to myself, what, let's do 100 different games, and to further challenge myself, make it games that I didn't play beforehand. I can bypass, really? Okay. For 100 Days of Gaming. So all the Guild Wars games are out, that kind of thing. It's interesting that I can bypass this. That's interesting. I bypassed it the last time I drove through, too. This area. Okay, what are we at here? What's our speed? We're at 50, so let me lock that in. We're coming into town, so we're probably going to end up, So I thought dropping to 40. Be dropping to 30 here soon, I imagine.
Go straight on.
So what I've decided to do for that is do basically about 1.5 lists per month starting this month. In fact, I'll be starting right after the mega stream next week with my top 10 MMOs. So we're going to do 10 consecutive days, one game each day. And more than likely for a lot of these games, it's actually going to be more than an hour. It's going to be a full stream that I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to figure out how to work that into the schedule. So we might end up doing 2 hours for each of the MMOs. And of course the simulation games and that kind of thing. Of course, some of them, like the arcade games and such, they'll still be kind of a stretch to get an hour out of. But that's kind of what we're going to do. I maybe do half an hour for the arcade games. It depends on how... essentially, it's going to depend on how well I end up doing. But, yeah, so I'm going to do 10 consecutive days, do a list for those 10 days. Then I'll take 5 days off, then do another list. So we're going to be 10 consecutive days doing it. 5 days off, then pick up another list for 10 days. So it works out to be like 1.5 lists per month, and that takes us all the way to November, actually. And then, of course, in December, we'll have our 12 days of Christmas gaming again, which, of course, will feature prominently a day for American Truck Simulator, the Christmas gift delivery, and Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well. For my simulation top 10 list, like I said, I've got the 3 farming simulators, Farm Sim 15, 17, and 19, American and Euro Truck, so there's 5 right there, right off the bat. Both 100 games, so 100 Classic, 100 Call of the Wild. So that's 6 and 7. And then, let's see what else I picked up. The Classic Euro Truck, because I've done a lot of that. I enjoy playing that one. So that's, so let's see, 5. Classic Euro Truck is 6. Hunter is 7 and 8. Then for 9 and 10, I think I did Train Simulator, so I've done that quite a bit. And then what was the other one? I think it was Construction Simulator. I think it was Train and Construction Simulator. Because those are basically the 10 simulation games that I've played the most and have really, really gotten into. But I don't recall what month I actually have planned for the simulator list. I gotta look at my schedule for that. But yeah, I've got the console games, and I actually have 11 lists. I've got MMOs, strategy games like the Civilization games, obviously simulation games, console, arcade, which is 5, PvP games, sort of the management games, which are like the SimCity games, and action-adventure games like first-person shooters and the Tomb Raider games. So I ended up having 11 lists, and that's simply because unfortunately it's going to probably end up being the fact that I'm not going to be able to find all 10 arcade games that I could play. Definitely probably not going to be able to find all 10 of my console games. Although I did find Burger Time online. I can play that through Flash online or something to that effect. So we'll be playing Burger Time. So the console and arcade games are basically going to be combined. So I'm going to play as many of them that I can find. It'll be fun to do, and hopefully we can actually end up raising some money. This is definitely one of the years where it's it's going to be tough. It's kind of tough to focus on the fundraising this year with everything else that's been going on. So it's kind of tough to focus on it, and it's actually kind of tough to be asking for money with everything that's been going on in the last few months. But you know, it's really time to get back to it, dig in, because kids get coronavirus too. We've seen the news reports that there is some other condition that may be related to it, very, very dangerous and deadly condition that may be related to it, to the kids getting coronavirus. So yeah, any money that we can raise for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia this year will be much needed and much appreciated. Just hoping really this year to see if I can get $200 raised. That way I can keep my streak going of t-shirts earned.
Keep right and then exit right. Exit right.
Whoosh-pa.
Go straight on.
Well, not exactly straight on here. Yep, good, we're good. I was about to say, I don't really want to stop on the hill. Hope we're going to get there soon, otherwise this job might end up being late.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left.
Turning left at the light, I assume, yeah. Sorry, nice oversized heavy haul. Like that. I was hoping to do a nice long haul, heavy long haul like we did last week for Euro truck, but I definitely want to do the special transport, so we did 2 shorter hauls here. Next week we will definitely do a long haul, especially if we have Idaho. Idaho's arrived by that time. We'll definitely do a nice long haul through Idaho with a heavy haul here. Check my map here to see where we're at. Okay, yep, we are just about there. Excellent. No beacon on the trailer, huh?
And then turn left. Turn left.
Well, this Mack is very, very nice. We'll definitely be doing the keeping with our Mack for a while here. It's nice that we've got 5 different brands of truck now to drive here in ATS. It's awesome. And pretty soon, hopefully we'll have 6 with the Freightliner Cascadia. As much as I've enjoyed driving the International, and of course now driving the Mack, I definitely look forward to driving the Cascadia as well.
Get ready to turn
Hopefully we can get that this year. It'd be great if we could get the Cascadia this year.
Turn left.
Then it'll really just be a matter of getting more models for each brand, for each manufacturer here. There's the train station. Trying to think, West Star. I mean, we still have West Star we can bring into the game.
Get ready to turn right.
Trying to think what other manufacturers have done trucks. I think Isuzu might have a truck.
Turn
I don't see those too often though. I know there's like we've pretty much the Freightliner is the last major manufacturer that we need to get in the game that I've seen on a regular basis out on the roads. Let's see if I can get in this yard here. Yeah, I think we've got it cleared. We've got it cleared there. There we go. Now I've got to park it. So we'll come this way. Looks like that's an interesting vehicle there. Hopefully this will take it. Come on. Yes. Oh, bum. Oh, for God's sakes. Wow. There we go. Stop, 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 stop. Right. Lights off, beacons off. Engine brake off. Oh. There we go. Lights off now. There we go. Parking brake on. We're good. Job has been complete. Nice. Excellent. Sweet. Alright, so let's get paid for this. And then we can bid ye adieu. 225 miles, 6 hours, not bad at all. Sweet. Good to go. So thank you for joining me tonight, everyone. It is much, much appreciated. Definitely gave our Mac here a wonderful, wonderful trial maiden voyages here. I hear the train. Where's the train at? Over on the side. Can't. There it is. Nice. Yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. It's much, much appreciated. Be sure to join us on channel Real Millennium Group, where we'll be doing our Father's Day mega stream for Extra Life with those classic games, and beginning 100 Days of Gaming, 10 top 10s throughout the rest of the year, and of course 12 Days of Christmas Gaming in December. And yeah, more simulation to come. We will be back here tomorrow afternoon on channel RMG Gaming 2 for some Hunter Classic, a mega stream in its own right. Hoping to go at least 4 hours tomorrow with Hunter Classic, get some missions done and whatnot. But thank you for joining me, everyone. I am BJ Weiler. Until next time, I'll see you in game and on the roads.